Hi guys, it's me Karen and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a picture in the Circle of Life, a coloring journey by, and there you go, the name. And we're going to do the turtle. I've been eyeing this little turtle for a while. I've got a bunch of distress inks out and we're going to do him in a base of distress inks. My base might even become more of a base. It all depends on my mood when I get started here. Gotta get a few more little things out. I have a few sticks in here. I thought I'd pull those out too. I thought I had them all in a little pile. Of course, when you go in and try to find something, even if you're organized, you can't find it. I have one that'll work. Okay, so turtle, greenish brown kind of look to him. I got a bunch of blues out here too for the bit of water that's in here, and green browns for this area around him. So here we got a big tool. We've got brown and green on here, and we have a little tool here that's, you know, that's what they are. They're not the best, but they're what I got, and I use them, so I've even ordered another set of them. These little spongy things peel off. That glue isn't the best, so I have to be a little careful with them. Maybe I'm just too rough with it. So we're going to start off with a little bit of green. This is peeled paint distress ink, Tim Holtz, Ranger, same company. And I'm going to ink up one corner of this, just that corner, and I'm going to use that line that's right there as my line for drawing. Okay, you can always dab this off on another piece of paper. Grab a blank piece of paper here if you want to make sure you don't have too much ink on here. Okay, that's up to you. I'm just going to put this little line right on that little line there. I know it's hard to see, but that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to pull that ink color down across his fin and back up. So I'm putting it, I don't care if it goes out here. The reason being, one, distress ink, as long as you don't have some funky color on your eraser, will erase off there if you do it while it's still wet or damp. It's not permanent right away. Also, green will blend in with the blue that I'm going to put in the background, so it'll just give it a highlight. Again, the same thing here. I'm just going to put it around that arm and bring it down. And just kind of pull it down into that area. I'm going to do the same thing up here on his face. Take that one line and put it right across here and pull it down. Turn it, do the same thing on the other side. Leaving the center of his headlight. Okay, now let's see, how far down can you see? Going to do the same thing on his bottom fin, using that edge right around here first and pulling it down to the other section. I don't mind if it gets in here. We're going to do that kind of in brown color, and a little green going up there is just fine. And the other foot, same. And bring it down. Boom. Already have a green turtle. We do have some greenery here, and like I said, I don't mind if the green gets into the blue. It's going to add a nice look to it. So I'm just going to take that same line and I'm going to put it down the center of this green little guy here, pounce it around and let that bush be green. And we're going to do the same on this one. Pull some color out over here on this one, and we have greenery coming up here. We're going to throw some of that color in here slightly avoiding some fish. We have seaweed on that side. Okay, and we have some kind of, I don't know, greeny things down here. And if it got into a fish, you can erase most of that out and not fret about what you're doing. I mean, we're here to have fun. We're not here to, you know, make a huge, gigantic Mona Lisa picture or anything. We're just here to have fun. Okay, this is crushed olive, so it's going to be, I don't know what color because I haven't used it much. It's going to have a little highlight to it, so we're going to just use this corner, not this corner, because this is the other color. So I'm just going to put it right in here. We're going to highlight the toes a bit. Just using that on that line and pulling it up. It's a little pouncy. Give those guys a little brighter color. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, then we'll put a little on his head up here too. All right, we're going to use the same brush here, and we're going to tap into some brown. I have some gathered twigs. This is one of my favorite neutral browns. It's just a nice brown color. It doesn't have reds or anything in it. It's just a brown. So we're going to go up and around his shell here. I'm using that same line just to go up the edge. And then we're going to take it up here and pull it down. It's okay if it gets into our sunset, sunrise, whatever you want to call it. And it's okay if it gets into the foliage in here too. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of that and we're going to draw it right around the outside edge of these arms too. And get a shadow going on under there. And on the feet down here. And now. And a little bit up on his head. Straight in that corner. Okay. We're going to get another brown, a little brighter. Let's see what we got. That's not going to be a good enough color, so we'll go with brushed corduroy. Same area on the sponge. We're just going to get that one corner. I'm going to take it and make it a little darker down here. Take it up to the head and make it a little darker up here. And maybe a little bit over here. Take some of that same color and go around the foot there and pull it down. Okay, same down here on these feet. Pull it right down in there. Make it a little darker there. Okay. And we'll put it up here on the head. Okay. And we're going to put it on the little tiny tool here. Just going to bring that in a little bit more. Right down at this area. And deepen that color. Do the same thing up here at his nose. And go out onto his eyes. Now I'm going to take it and just do one little bit of those shell pieces here and darken it all the way up. On both sides. Okay, and darken it right in these feet too. There we go. I'm going to bring in a little, I don't know, we're going to check this color out. Rustic, or what is it? Rustic Wilderness. I can speak. This is a new color. And we're going to throw that, some of that color in his little fins here too. Then on his feet and up here. On his fins. And also in his head area. A little bit in the shell. And there we go. I think that's pretty cool. Just darken that fin up a little bit more up at the top here. All right. We're going to take a little of this. I think I'll use a different pad because we have light and brown in that one. This one's just starting off. So we're going to take some of that wilderness, rustic wilderness, put it on just that corner of the sponge. We're going to go in here and we're going to add a little green. Right on both sides. Coming up his shell, we have a lot of greenery in here. So put most of it on the sides, and I'm not going to put this in any more ink, and I'm just going to bring that out. Brush some of that as a lighter color going out towards the water. Okay. We can throw a little of that down here in the outer portion too. I think that'll look pretty. That fish is going to end up being a green fish because I'm not going to erase him every time. Too much work. So just kind of out towards the edge. And we'll let that color come up higher. All right. And we need blue up here. So I'm going to take this pad off. I think we're going to start with some speckled egg. It's a really pretty color, and I want some of that in there. I keep the little pads on the bottom of these little mini ones. Try to get it centered. I have a little bit of ink going there, and we're just going to ink that up. We're going to throw a little of this in the water. So there's a line there. And we'll put a little more up towards the top. Okay, bring it down a little. I'm just going to pounce it. Kind of like you would if you were using a stencil. And just pull some of that down into this area. Okay. It's a nice light color. You could take that off, and I'm going to stick it back in here because I want to keep that one as that color instead of using them like I mix these all up. That's why I have to buy a lot of these little things. Our sky, we're going to be doing in 2 colors. I'm also going to bring some of this color down. So we have some faded jeans and some broken china. The broken china is a nice bright color, and the faded jeans is kind of a darker. So we're going to start off with the light blue. put that on the same, you know, on the corner. That's how I use them in coloring books. It's more like a coloring tool that way. You put it up here, you'll get rid of your brown, and you're going to pull that down towards your light there. We're avoiding the clouds. So I'm just kind of drawing the line underneath there. Just kind of pull it towards there. We'll throw a little of this down in the water too. Just pounce the brush tip, whatever you want to call this, down into that area. Okay, then I'm going to go in with some faded jeans. I'm going to kind of move that a little bit more. I'm going to use the other side here. And you can see how much darker that is. Okay, we're going to go just around that edge up there and darken that up. Pull it down. And under the clouds. Okay. Now our sun, moon, it's kind of a tropical thing. We're going to make it a sun. We need some yellow. I don't have my other little brick out here. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. We have mustard seed. I have a brighter one, but I think that'll work. It's got it all over my thumb. Don't want to touch the paper. I don't have my little spongy guy for this, so we get a new spongy. Unless I have one in my drawer. Here we go. New spongy. Yep, don't you dare roll off. Stay up here. Okay. Gonna run that in there. It's a nice bright yellow. We're gonna run it this way. We're gonna pull it out into the blue and up on our sun. Pull it out. And then I'm going to pull out erase. Okay, so I've got it just on the corner. I'm going to put it down on the sun and I'm going to just pull it out and up. Make sure you have some ink on it. So out. And it'll just kind of spread out that way. Okay. Just use that edge as a drawing. Like it's a pencil. It's a very fat, long pencil lead. Okay, we're going to put a little of this reflection also down into our water. Okay, we're going to get that flower a little bit and straight down this way. Kind of widen it and then narrow it coming down so it's a V. Okay. There we go. That was mustard seed. Take the little guy and stick him in the back. We have an orange marmalade too. Yep. Well, orange marmalade has a green one on the back. So, another little pad. Ba-doom. Okay, we're going to throw a little orange marmalade in here. Just ink up that side. We're going to get a little on the sun. Okay, I'm just doing 1/2 of the sun. I'm taking that and putting it on there. Then I'm going to pull it up on the side, leaving that one that color. And I want to bring a little of that down into our water. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Okay. Take that, turn it around. Keep our little pads where they belong. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take some crackling campfire, which is a nice little red orange color. And I've put this on a little crooked. There. Okay. Take that. Just ink up that corner. Do the same thing. We're just going to put a little of that right on the side. Pull it down into the water. And pull it down, straight down the back here. Just tapping that in. Okay. And we'll pull that color out just on those sides. There we go. I think we're going to add a little tiny bit of this color down in here too. So we're just gonna pull some of that in. Put some on his little feetsies. It's a cool color. Brighten those areas up, and a little up here on his head. Okay. Put his little ink pad back in. Yeah, that goes with the pink. All right. So far, so good, huh? I'm going to borrow whatever green sponge that was. And I'm going to put a little bit of the, we're going to take a little speckled egg here. We're going to do it on a green pad, so the color may change a little bit here. And I'm just going to go up and around and fill in some of this area here. It'll have a little green and it'll have a little blue. Just going to bring it up. It's light enough where I can still color those fish, not have to worry about it, but it'll put color in there. Okay, I'm going to take the green pad off, and I'm just going to use the speckled egg pad. And go around this area. So we have blue going around. But it's a soft color. Now at any time, if you think you get something going too dark, you can always splatter it with water, use an eraser, Like if you don't like it there, or if you wanted to change the look of this, you could erase a little bit of it. I like to get it kind of dark in these areas and then splatter it with water and have a lift come up, and it'll kind of give it a watery colored look, which I think is really cool. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and darken some of these areas with the blue. So broken china first, then we'll go in with the darker color like we did here. Just gonna put it in. And like I said, I can color those fish in any color I want. Pencil will go over the distress ink. But if you don't like it, you can always color the fish first. If you use Prismacolors or any wax base, the distress ink will not go over that. It will become a resist. Let's get that just a wee bit darker there. Okay. Get it up around his head. Now there's a lot of ink on this page, so it is kind of damp, and these colors will blend a little better if you keep working at it wet on wet. So we're going to add a little bit of the darker blue just around our turtle. Pull it down, pull it out. Okay, we're going to throw a little of this in our water up here too. Let's make sure we get some of that color in there. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of water and a wet rag, or a dry rag, wet rag. That'll be interesting. And I'm going to splatter it in some of these areas here. This is a Tim Holtz distress sprayer. And what that means is when you spray it, if you do a little hold, you're going to get a lot of little dots. If you do a straight one, you're going to get a spray. So just kind of pull it a little bit and you're going to get more of a speckling appearance instead of a sprayed appearance. Also, if you spray your fish or wherever else you want to have this effect, pull it up. You can get the distress ink out that way too. Okay, gives you this little watered effect, which is cool for water and skies and backgrounds, blah blah. Okay, get a little up in here on the turtle, but not too much, because you want to see all that work you did in there. Down in here, you can bring up some of that color so you can color those a little bit better. If you don't want these little fishies here to have that much color, wipe it up. It does not take too long for that to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and let that do its thing, and we will be right back. Okay, we're back. It's all dry. And I'm going to bring in some pencils. So, one, I want to bring in some blues. We're going to use the polys. I didn't wash my hands while I was away, so I still look like I have ink all over them. What do I have here? Persian blue. We're just going to pull some of this around his shell in these darker areas, just to bring some of that out. Don't want to lose my little dots that I made, so we're going to just go around those. Make some more or different ones if we want. This is some kind of flower here, so we're going to kind of go around it. And we'll take care of our little going over the line bits just by going over them. I want that kind of a faded look, so we're just going to darken some areas with this color, and we'll bring in another color or 2 or 3 or 4. And just bring in a bunch of different blues. Darken up some areas here just to make the shell stand out a little bit more. And kind of put a shadow underneath his little fins here. Just wherever you think it looks good, basically. Yeah, we need a darker color up there. So, dark indigo. Yeah, dark indigo. That'll be a really nice deep color up here around his face. I'm going to bring some of that in on our water too. Get some kind of wave motion going there. We want to leave our sunlight in the middle. We're also going to put some of this up here. Okay, we're just going to keep working at it with different colors. We'll bring in a lighter blue also. What's fun about putting those little splotches on here, other than it looks kind of like bubbles in the water, you don't have to be so precise with your coloring to make it so blended going out. you can make this splotchy too. Which adds to the fun. Did I say what color this is? This is light phthalo blue. So yep, we'll just be playing with this for a while. Go up here and do it up on this side. So how are you all doing? You guys coloring anything exciting? I know that Sammy has put out a new checklist like she did last year. I haven't downloaded it yet. Need to do that. Just has some prompts in it to help you along if you get stuck on what to color next, and you feel like you've accomplished something when you can check it off the list. Real fun. Okay. Just going to put a little blue down in here. Very soft. We didn't even put any ink on his tail. Oh, bad me. I'll have to do that. Okay. Now, if you want, you can also bring in a white. I just grabbed one. This is a museum Aquarelle. Aquarelle. It's a white, and you can highlight some of these little bubbles that you made on some areas if you like. Brighten them up, add some in if you want. Also, you can come in and highlight some of the areas on the shell. Brighten them back up. here. Lighten some of those up. We'll bring in a brown here and do his tail. It's a little raw umber. And we'll take that up also so we have some color matching his shell parts that's in his tail. I'm gonna put some white down here in his feet too. Okay. A darker color, walnut brown. Bring some of that in too. Bring some of that up here. Darken some of these in here too. Add some shadow lines in here. Add some dark ones down here. Okay. Bring in some more blue here for his water. Cobalt blue. Gotta find out where the blue goes down here. Yeah, that's mostly grass down there, so we'll skip that part. Flower here. There we go. I can probably put some of that out here too. And on the side. Sorry, I'm not tucking, it's a busy piece down in this area trying to figure out where the leaves are. Where the fish are, where I don't want to color, where I do want to color. And we'll go down here. It's a lot of tiny little fish. Okay. Kind of bring a little of that color out closer to the edge there. Okay, it may look a little sloppy, but I'll be going back in with the other colors. And blending that a little bit better. It would probably work a little nicer if my kitty cat wasn't scratching my leg right now. But we'll be bringing all that color out here. And bringing in the white too, so if it needs to be blended, we can do it with that. Anyway, so I'll be working on that and I'll be back. Okay, so we're kind of done with the blue bits. And I'm not sure how much longer I can be filming here, but I'm going to show you a little bit on the leaf area here. We're going to add in some leafy green type colors. I just grabbed 3. There's a light green, May green, olive green, yellowish, and chromium green opaque. They're the ones on the corner. So we're going to just take this little guy here and we're going to add in some of the May green and brighten him up. Now there is a little blue in this already from the ink. And we're just going to color over it. I'm going to bring in the olive green yellowish. And pull that up. It's dark enough to cover up the green, yet bright enough to. Did I say cover up the green? It's covering up the bluish color that's down here. Yeah, it's going to cover up the green too. And the May green that I put down, but. And then we'll just add in the darker, which is the chromium green opaque. And we're just going to go in and just add it at the tips here. Should have colored that leaf, but I didn't. Okay, so green is going to be done that color. Maybe we'll just use 1 or 2 colors on some of these just to change it up a little bit. But you'll see how easy that is to cover up the other inked color on there. It's not down too dark, you can go right over it. And if you don't think you blended that enough, you can just bring in another color and blend it. I didn't go through all of this to blend perfectly. Sorry about that. If you want it brighter, just add a little of the lighter green. At the same time, it is like seaweed underwater, so the little bit of blue that's in there kind of helps it out a little bit. We can add some of these colors up in here too. So we'll just shade these. I'm not sure what they are. Kind of like squiggly worms or something. This is all just with 1 color. And and see how that helps that out a little bit. And then you can go in with the brighter color and get the highlights down. I don't know, I think that's supposed to be blue. And I don't know what these little bumpy things are either. We just want to make sure our colors stand out. And the shadows do too. Okay. I'm just going to do one side here. Bring in some of that blue here. Oh, that was a darker blue. So this blue, I think this is supposed to be blue. Told you it's a little hard to tell down here until you start coloring things. Okay. Okay. Now our flower, this thing, we're going to go in with some brown, reds, that kind of thing. Sienna, Brunt Siena. I'm going to go in between leaves here. Try to figure out where all that is. Darken some of the swirls. A little bit on those leaves. I have to do this side because I have to see what I'm doing. Put a little of this brown in these leaves down here because we're going to bring that up here. Okay, then we're going to bring in walnut. Darken that still on this side. Okay, bring in a little bit of the raw umber. Bring some of that into these areas too. Put a little in these bubbly things. Okay, then we're going to bring in our green. We're going to bring in our olive. Just kind of give it a green look. And there we go. Okay, so I think that is it for right now, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to have to come back and do a part 2 on this, so I hope you will stick around for that. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, leave them in the description box below, and take care, everyone. Until next time. See you in part 2. Bye now.